Hockey town, going down to hockey town, whoa, whoa. Hockey town, take me down to hockey town, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher, along with Jerry Burrow. We've got a couple of high school players that are going to join us this week, and we're going to cover it all. Of course, this weekend is Hockey Day Minnesota. Duluth will host this huge event, the 10th annual, and the rink is up at Bayfront Festival Park, and you guys got to be excited. Ash Altman, senior forward from Duluth East, and then River Alander, senior goaltender from Duluth Denfeld. And let's start with you, River. You're the first ones on the ice at 10 o'clock against Evelyn. Tell me you're excited and pumped about this game and this event.
Yeah, it's pretty special being the 10th year and just being in Duluth and the excitement of just playing outside again for the first time since squirts. It's pretty exciting.
Well, that's the thing, playing hockey outdoors. Duluth is kind of the outdoor hockey capital of the U.S. at least, because we still have outdoor youth hockey. Back in the day when I played, we had Freiburger and Peterson Arena. Of course, Peterson burned down, and that led to Heritage. But it's nice to be able to get outside. So you played outdoor hockey in your youth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From mini mites up to first year squirts.
Were you always a goalie?
Started my second year squirts. Just kind of led on from there.
And your youth rink was?
Duluth Heights.
Duluth Heights?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a nice rink up there.
Yeah. So Ash Altman, senior forward with Duluth East, you got a busy week. You got a game tonight. We're taping this on Monday. And then you've got a game Thursday with Hopkins, and then Saturday the rematch, Duluth East and Lakeville North. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to last year. An improbable run, really, to that championship game. Mm-hmm. There was talk that maybe you wouldn't even finish 500 in the regular season, but you turned things around like Mike Randolph seems to do with these teams. Maybe even at the start of this season you were down, and things have turned around. 6 wins in a row? But last year you get to the state tournament and you beat St. Thomas Academy, Edina. What was the other win in there? And then you get to the championship game against Lakeville North. You guys really believed you could have won that game. And the score was close. It wasn't a blowout.
Yeah, yeah.
And Lakeville North undefeated into that game.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, ever since probably halfway through the year, I think it was our loss to Eden Prairie, we all just sat down and had a meeting and we got to get our stuff together. I mean, we've been playing off and on, and we started right from there. I think we won all the way out. But it was just Rand and all of us, all captains, our 2 leaders, my brother Nick and then Brian. They were just leading us, telling us to believe in each other. And then I think everyone just started playing for each other. We weren't worried about points or goals or anything like that. And then we just kind of kept rolling and rolling. And then after we beat Elk River, coming back from a 3-0, we knew we could win when we tied it up there. And then we got back to the St. Thomas game. And it wasn't they were up 3-0. It wasn't like they were dominating us. I mean, we had our chances. We just weren't burying it. And then once we tied that up, we were like, we're winning this game. We ended up coming back. And then the Edina game, we just had a good start. They got the early goal, but when we tied it up, we just knew you got to keep believing, and we got her done.
I almost forgot about that Elk River game. My goodness, you had to get through the section game against Elk River. I think you were down 3-0 in that game, if I'm not mistaken. They took a penalty, allowed you guys to kind of get back into the game. It went into overtime, and you won it in overtime, rather. You could write a book on the Duluth East hockey season from last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
It was that exciting, and so much packed in there.
Kenny, did you know that both River and Ash both played in the Elite League last year? These are the top Minnesota high school hockey players in the state, and their team won the Elite League championship. They won the Elite League tournament. Then they went on, they got invited to the IIT, these players, and they won that. So it was one heck of a season before they started all northern kids, and it was just, if you watch that team, it was an unbelievable team. River, what was that like playing in the Elite League?
Oh, it's quite special, just having all these talented kids just are on my team and playing against them. It makes you see the game a different way, and it definitely improves your skill level just being there.
And now both you guys, Ash, you have to play against these guys during the high school season after they're on your team during the Elite League. What's that like?
I mean, it's a little different that we were all like good buddies and teammates. We still are. I mean, after the game, we'll still talk, but on the ice, it's business. I mean, there's no real like, hey, how's it going? It's just battling and trying to get the W. But at the end of the game, it's like, hey, nice game, but it's not too much talking because you're still a little bit heated whether the game you won it or lost it. But
Right. And River, you had to play a lot more games because your other goalie got injured in a car accident. And but what is that like? You'd get tired driving down there on Saturday mornings or Friday nights to these places? And
Well, yeah, I mean,
and
car
three
rides.
games?
Car rides are car rides. I mean, not most exciting, but I mean, just knowing that you're going down there for a good reason and play some good hockey, it kind of makes it even. And just playing 3 games, it can be hard, but as long as you're in decent shape, you should be good.
But the Twin City teams, a lot of them get a game during the week, like Tuesday or Wednesday, or Shattuck when they start the season on, I think, the third weekend. They only play 2 games at the most on the weekends. And so, I mean, you guys, you really have to play a lot of extra, right, Ash?
yeah. I mean, like a third weekend, I think it was just more of like, oh, we're going to the cities. It kind of didn't seem like that long of a car drive. Like driving to the cities now, I've been there so much, it's just like another drive. But I mean, definitely that first game's always like hard if you come down Saturday morning. I mean, it's tough to get into the game because you come right out of your car. But I mean, we ended up figuring it out. So
Yeah. And I think at high school, Duluth East goes down there last year, I mean, about 10 times right then, too. So you are pretty used to it.
Yeah.
So we're only 2 weeks away from the playoffs. And so this outside game on Saturday can make a difference in seeding. So you guys have to be ready. And you're not used to playing outside, so what do you think it's going to be like?
It's definitely going to be different. But I mean, like, as long as you go into the mindset of this game could change playoffs in a way, whether you're home or away, definitely can just make everything, just kind of erase the fact that it's outside and just get down to playing hockey.
Right. So you guys practice yesterday? Just went around? I'm just skating around last night?
No, we were supposed to have a skate with the Hunters yesterday, but it was too warm, and so it got canceled and rescheduled to Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So I believe we're going out there either tomorrow or Wednesday to go check out the ice.
Now, do you guys get to practice on the rink?
yeah, we practice. We have on Friday actually.
Friday,
we
okay.
practice on Friday, and then obviously on Saturday we have to get ready at the Heritage. We're taking a bus over there with our skates off, helmets off, gloves off. So
Whoa, time out. You're going to dress at the Heritage in your locker room, get on a bus, and go down to the rink at Bayfront.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, same process, get on the bus and go back.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I suppose they don't have locker rooms down there, but behind the rink, kind of near the stage, there were some temporary, what looked like offices. I thought that was going to be the locker room there.
Yeah, I mean they're locker rooms, so like in between periods, but they're
Oh,
pretty,
so
they're
gotcha.
pretty tight. But that's just
right.
for the ride there and ride back. But yeah, we're gonna use those for there. But I mean,
You know, talking about mindset and having to travel for games, you guys both are seniors. Is the mindset, this is it. This is my last season with, my high school buddies on the rink. That's got to change your thought a little bit about having to get up for games or travel for games.
go ahead.
I mean, we've got 15 seniors this year, and so, I mean, we've been playing together. We spread out for youth hockey and then peewees and stuff. We all kind of combine together. So, I mean, when you got 15 seniors, it definitely changes the fact that, hey, this is hockey to it's more about the memories and teammates that you're with because they're all seniors, and it definitely changes. Just it's the last hurrah.
Yeah, kind of going off what he said, we have 9 seniors, so not as big as the 15. But I mean, we all been playing together since we were young. A lot of us played on Congdon or Glen Avon, so we played each other then. But a lot of the guys are like waking up. Obviously, we're a little bummed it's kind of close to the end of the season, but we're gonna make the best of it, and we really enjoy playing with each other. So we're gonna try to make it to the state tournament one last time. But I mean, waking up for games, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, you're like, oh, you work hard every game, but maybe it adds a little bit to it.
Ash Altman with Duluth East, senior forward. Growing up as a youth hockey player, even though in your high school days, who were, back in the day when we asked people who their favorite player was, it was always Wayne Gretzky. Maybe it is your favorite player, but favorite NHL player, pro player, and who locally kind of inspired you as well?
I'd honestly probably say like Wayne Gretzky at the higher levels. I mean, he was.
It's going to take a while to get out of that Wayne Gretzky mode.
I mean, as I was younger, I probably didn't know too many other players besides him because he was talked about so much. But I mean, looking up to when I was a younger kid, probably like Randolph, like Jake Randolph and them, because they were.
Okay.
I mean, they weren't too far ahead of me, but they were at the high school level when I was younger. And then Derek Forbert, he was only there for a year. I remember watching him and those kind of kids. Dom.
Oh, yeah, sure. Downtown and Otto.
And I still skate with them every once in a while.
Okay.
I mean, whenever they come back in the summer. So.
All right.
Who were some of the players for you, River?
Growing up, my most inspired had been Manny Fernandez for the Wild. He kind of sparked the be a goalie type thing inside of me. And
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he wasn't the greatest, but I just liked watching him play. And
Well, he was
pretty
part of that
entertaining.
inaugural season,
Yeah.
too. And
It's just
yeah.
something special. And I mean, around here, I didn't really have follow much high school. I just kind of played hockey because I liked it. But my goal in high school was always try to beat Zach Thompson. Play for Denfeld. He was there my freshman year. He was a senior,
Right.
and yeah, he was. I always thought he was pretty good, so I always kind of wanted to match him or do better.
Yeah, one of the twins.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're with River Alander, a senior goaltender from Duluth Denfeld, and Ash Altman, senior forward from Duluth East. And this weekend, guys, Hockey Day, Minnesota. Duluth is the host school, and this is the 10th annual. The game will be played outdoors. If the conditions don't work, you've got to go into Heritage. That might be a little bit of a letdown, but you've still got hockey to play.
Yeah. I mean, we're obviously really excited. We want to play outside, but if it gets changed, I mean, our mentality probably won't get changed too much because we're going to just treat it as a normal game. I mean, the atmosphere is going to be crazy if it ends up being in the Heritage. It's going to be absolutely packed.
Well, that's a good point. If this game gets moved to Heritage, there won't be
the fire
a
marshal
spot
has
to
to turn
stand.
around.
Yeah, I mean, I think they only sold a certain amount of tickets up ahead of time for if it was at the Heritage, but obviously you can buy tickets, I think, at the gate. So
Yeah, they sold more tickets, but the first 2,000 go to the Heritage, so it'll say on the ticket, I guess.
I don't know if you want to count this as your biggest game of the regular season at least, but this is a big game.
Yeah, it's a huge game, especially the build-up from last year. It's a little bit of a rematch, as people have been calling it. But it's definitely a big game for our seeding as well. It's definitely a common opponent, too.
I'm curious, do you guys as high school players, and you can probably chime in as well, River, do you guys watch tape of opponents or past games, or do you watch tape at all?
Not really so much as a team, but occasionally I'll go on YouTube, if a team records it, and just watch them and see how they play and see how they run it, and talk with the team a little bit about it, like a power play, like a breakout or something that they do.
Yeah, we do it kind of different. We have one of our managers. He records all of our games, so we have all of our games on a little video or camera. And about once a week, we'll sit down and watch our mistakes and try to.
Oh, so you do break them down.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, Duluth East currently 12-7. You're on a nice 6-game win streak. Duluth Denfeld 10-11-1. You just had a win over North Shore 5-3, and your next game isn't until Saturday, the outdoor game against Evelyn, but you've got 2 games in between. You've got, what is it?
Cloquet tonight.
Tonight.
Hopkins on Thursday.
Yeah. So you're going to be ready to go Saturday. Hope you guys are not sitting around waiting for Saturday. Because you're going to come out of the gate screaming.
Yeah. I mean, we got to focus on those 2 games. They're 2 big games. Hopkins is a common opponent with a couple teams, but I mean, got to get her done tonight and get her done on Thursday. But we're definitely pretty excited. The build-up's been huge for on Saturday.
You know, you probably play for one of the greatest coaches ever in the state of Minnesota, Mike Randolph. And that's arguable, but here locally, Mike Randolph is an icon of sorts. What does Mike Randolph instill in Duluth East Greyhound hockey players?
I think just working hard and playing the way that he wants to play, because I mean, he knows how to win. His record shows it. His successes showed it. And then, of course, I think we're on 7 years in a row we've been in the state tournament. So if you just buy into what he's saying, like he always tells us, and work hard doing it, you're going to be successful playing for him.
Well, like I've always said, pay attention to your coach. And if things go wrong, you can blame the coach. And River, Kevin Smalley, former Bulldog, former Stand-Up. I played a little boot hockey with him. He had one of the best shots, at least on the boot hockey rink. He was a sniper. But what types of things has he instilled in you as a player now that you're a senior?
One of his big things is give back to the community. So we put on a bunch of different things for the community, like adopt a family. We get 2 families, raise money for them, then buy them Christmas presents and deliver them to the house personally. And just kind of more of a, he likes to make sure that we're involved in the community and knows that we care about the community and likes to give back.
During the off season, do you go to goalie camps, or do you just work out and with friends of yours, or what do you do?
I'm not a big goalie camp fan. Like, a lot of them just say the same thing over and over. So I've been to, I think, 2 of them, but I mean, they're kind of repetitive, and I don't, not much. I don't want to hear the same thing over and over. So I'll run about 4 times a week and work out with a couple of my buddies and just.
So did you figure this workout by yourself, or did someone try to tell you this is how you do it?
Our Scott Kishel, played for the Bulldogs and stuff. We got him as an assistant coach last year, and this year he's on a band team, but he's kind of like our personal trainer type thing. So he ran workouts this past summer, and kind of gave us a idea of what to do and how to work out.
You lost a lot of key players from last year. So this year it's been a lot harder. You have to stop a lot of 2-on-1s and breakaways and that, and your percentage is still the same. So what made you better in 1 year?
I'd have to say the Elite League, because
the best players.
Yeah, I mean, those players, they're always able to shoot it or pass it on any play. So, I mean, just being able to read that kind of makes it easier during the regular season to be able to tell what's happening and read plays better.
In Ash, the first half of the season, Duluth East they struggled, and then lately you've been on a tear on scoring, and the last 6 games, man, you're on that board all the time. I mean, you're playing the best hockey your whole career. So what's changed in your game?
I think that I've just been trying to help the team out. I mean, in practice, well, after those 4 losses that we probably shouldn't have lost, but we lost, Rand bagged us for 3 days straight, no pucks, no nets or anything. And then we lost to Eden Prairie, and that was about, Rand was like, we're going to bag again. So we bagged again, and then finally after that game, we were like, we're not bag skating anymore. It was so bad. And we just had a team meeting, again, kind of like last year. We talked about it, we're done bagging. We're going to start playing for each other, not worrying about points. And he switched up the lines a little bit, and it seems to be working right now. So we've just been kept doing it. And in between periods, we always play the game by period. So we say first 17 minutes. We come back in, we talk, and our coaches, assistant coaches, count flybys, missed shots, and turnover and stuff like that. And he talks to us and breaks down the locker room, so you get on yourself about it, and then you go out there next period and forget about all that and try every best period, and it's just been working for us.
Well, maybe the big hockey's been effective, because that loss to Eden Prairie 4-1 puts you guys at 6-7, and you've won every game since. You're now 12-7.
I mean, it was a bad bag skate after that one. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but after that we were just like, we're not. And before every game in our team huddle, we're like, play it because we don't want to skate anymore, and that's what happens. It's kind of our motivation, I guess.
Now, refresh our viewers. Bag hockey.
Well, it's I think it's an old term where coaches used to just throw everybody's hockey bag on the ice and just skate. I mean, we don't do that, but it's just different skating drills, just straight skating, your hardest, like Herbie's, that's blue line back, red line back, far blue back, all the way down, all the way back, or all the way down, all the way back, all the way down. Just drills like that, very little rest, or boards where you go from one side of the ice to the other side of the ice to the other side of the ice. So it's just, it's bad.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. Plans after high school? What are your thoughts? Are you going to try to continue playing?
Yeah, I'm drafted by Sioux Falls. I was drafted 2 years ago. I'm going to go try out there, go to their main camp, and see how that goes. If not, maybe the Wilderness. I really haven't thought too much about that yet.
Okay, but Sioux Falls is the next step, and you'll try out and hopefully make that team.
Yep.
What about you, River?
Nothing so far. Just kind of playing high school, and after the season, kind of decide from there.
Yeah, but most likely you'll try out for some junior team.
Yeah,
Okay.
wherever kind of works.
Right. I'll tell you what, recruiters and scouts at the Elite League like these two players. I mean, they were always talking about you two, so I think you guys have a lot of hockey left in you, so I hope that all works out that way.
Yeah. Was it you or your brother that had one or two exciting goals in last year's tournament? State tournament.
Well, Nick scored the first one against Edina, which was the one that gave us the lead, and then I scored that breakaway one.
Oh, you had the breakaway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
What's that like, being on XL Energy Center ice? You've got a breakaway. Are you thinking, I can't mess this up?
well, I messed my first one up, so I just knew that I had him beat if I would have lifted it or went 5-hole, but I kind of went for the same move a little bit, but I went to my backhand instead of my forehand. And I guess I buried it. I don't know.
Try to channel that Dave Spihar breakaway moment.
Yeah.
Do you remember '95? How old were you back then?
I wasn't alive.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen video. I saw the year that he had a hat trick in every game. I think that was the year that in '95, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that video on YouTube. It was
what year were you born?
'98.
Oh, okay. My goodness. Well, we remember it well, and what a spectacle Dave Spihart put on. We'll never forget that on their way to another state championship. But East has quite a legacy in hockey and winning, and I just can't get over the fact that Duluth East has never had a losing season. You've never had a sub 500 season, ever.
Yeah. I mean, Rand always preaches that, like, if we're getting close, he'll be like, you guys are going to be the first team to be under 500 and stuff like that. But we obviously don't want to be that. We don't want to be that part of history. We want to keep the tradition going, and I guess that's kind of a motivation for us.
It's an amazing statistic, Jer.
Yeah. It's one of the, it's hard to believe. I mean, going back 30 years before Coach Randolph.
Well, I know that River was not around when your coach was playing college hockey, because that goes back to the early 80s.
Yeah.
But I just remember Kevin being a real quick, shifty player he was a sniper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He always,
And he had hair.
well, yeah, back then, 30 years ago. But
Yeah.
he always says just work hard. And that's how he got there, is hard work and dedication.
Well, it's great that you two could be here. You've got a game tonight with Cloquet Esco Carleton. What are you going to do after here? Do you guys get on the ice anytime soon?
No, I'm probably going to go home, take a nap, pregame nap, eat something.
Well, let's talk about that. What's the big pregame meal that you like to have? Is it something consistent?
Well, usually the night before we have spaghetti dinner at the Clyde or some like restaurant around town.
As a team?
As a team, yes.
Really?
Yeah, and then usually I go home. I take an hour and 20-minute nap, and then
Hour and 20 minutes.
Yep.
You time it.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
a time. I set my alarm. And then I eat some sort of sandwich, whether it's Subway or Jimmy John's, and
Yeah.
then I go to the rink. I have to drink 1 peach Snapple, and I have to eat 26, my hockey number, sour Skittles. I know it's not super healthy, but that's
26 sour
Yeah.
Skittles.
Yep.
Yeah, that
And,
motivates you.
That works.
And then I go watch the JV game until there's 7 minutes left in the third period, and then I go in the locker room and start getting ready.
So you got a routine.
Yep.
Well, that's neat. River, is your routine similar? Or?
might not be so specific,
Yeah.
but I get out of school around 2:30, so I head over to the rink with my manager, and we'll play some games and stuff, shoot some pucks, whatever, and then by the time all the JV guys get there, we'll just I'll change out of my dress, my dress up clothes, whatever, and go sit in the JV stands and start just visualizing the game and just kind of going over plays in my head that could happen. Then watch JV for 2 periods and go do a little run and then get ready.
You know, we had an odd format in this year's NHL All-Star Game where it was 3-on-3. You had the 4 divisions playing against each other. Those winners played each other. John Scott turned out to become the MVP. He was traded to Montreal. They sent him to their farm team, and yet he was on the squad. The NHL tried to keep him out of the game. But my thought on this is that this is 3-on-3 hockey. John Scott's not the MVP.
Yeah, right.
This is regular hockey.
Yeah.
Right.
And why have it 3-on-3? And if somebody wants to argue that it's good, well, then you could argue that maybe hockey should be 3-on-3. I'm not a big fan of it. What are your thoughts on that? It's exciting and neat,
Yeah.
maybe for an all-star game, but it's...
I think I like the All-Star, the 3-on-3 All-Star. I mean, guys will show off their skill a little bit more. It's a little more... It's like 3-on-3 down low we do in practice, so it's kind of more one-on-one. So if you beat your guy one-on-one, you're going to find a 2-on-1 somewhere. So, I mean, it turned out there's not that many more goals in the actual All-Star game because the final game was a 1-2-0. But, I mean, I think I like it a lot better than the 5-on-5.
Any thoughts on that, River?
As a goalie, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because it's
Sure.
all 2-on-1s
Yeah.
and breakaways. I mean,
Well, look at OT on in the National Hockey League, where once they go to that 3-on-3, almost every game is won during that 3-on-3. It doesn't go to shootouts very often.
yeah, not biggest fan.
Yeah, well, you know, you're wrapping up your final week here before the big games outdoors. I'm feeling good about this. We're going to have outdoor hockey at Bayfront Festival Park. In the event, for some reason, they can't be played outdoors, they'll move it to Heritage. Good luck, Ash,
Thank you.
in your game against Lakeville North. And
Good luck, River.
Yep.
River, your
Ash.
game
Thank you.
against Eveleth.
Yep.
And this is a big event. This is a big deal. Duluth might not host this event for another 10 years, however long this goes. But I know the Minnesota Wild, FSN, when they came here this past July, and they stood at that location where the rink is, they were blown away. And make the best of it, guys. This
And
is
it might go on national.
well, FSN is going to keep their broadcast here through the entire game.
Right.
Usually they're at the
Right. They go to
at
different,
the rink,
like
and then they
XL or
wrap
something
things
like
up
that.
and leave. They're going to be here throughout the entire night. Blackwoods is going to have a viewing party at the end. They're going to cater, have some catering, whatever the cost is, and you're going to be able to hang out and watch the Minnesota Wild and St. Louis Blues on the big screen. I'm excited about this.
Yep. So have fun and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Minnesota Hockey Connection, you can find us online, minnesotahockeyconnection.com. Go to our Facebook page and like us on Facebook as well. We want to thank the staff at PACT-TV. This program is produced in the studio at Public Access Television. And Jerry, we'll be back here next week to drop the puck.
Yeah, and I'll see you outside hockey on Saturday.
We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.